This morning's with Matt and Bob, and running cameras on our special guest, Danny Goodwin, is in here. By the way, anytime we run cameras, it's a big thanks to our friends at Renegade Truck, renegadetruck.net.
Perfect.
Now, Danny, welcome to the show.
Trying to steal the account from me.
Hey, Danny. We had you in. I've been meaning to have you in for a long time. You're a fantastic comic, and I want to chat with you. Let me loop you in really quickly because Anna's on the phone, and I want you to be able to hear from Anna. We just started talking about how dongs are kind of... Chewy was just like, dongs are ugly.
Package.
Right.
I was saying, I think ladies might like dongs. They probably just don't like the boys because it's an ugly handbag. It's not a pretty purse.
Yes.
And where do you stand? I shouldn't say stand. Where do you go down on... Well, where do you...
Can't
where
say
do you...
that either.
How do you feel about a ball sack?
You can't say...
They're unique in their own way. I've got a... This is a special announcement for the city of Austin. I've got one of those ball sacks that's
all men have that. Uneven?
Uneven. Yeah, one is a little higher
Everybody
than the
has
other.
one. One side is always
that's
a little...
universal.
Yeah.
It's part of its ugliness.
Yeah, you don't ever get together with your bros and compare your sacks. You'd see that there's a lot
This
more...
was less of an announcement than I thought it was.
It really was. It
Yeah.
really was. Okay, so unsolicited and unscreened, we were saying ladies pretty much going to hate the ball sack because I think they could do without that.
Yeah.
I don't think they like that. The way it gets long and stretchy in the hot
I
weather.
could do without it,
You
quite
could do well.
frankly.
In this state,
Yeah.
with the weather that's headed,
Yeah. Anytime I fix my posture, I feel like I'm sitting on it every time. Does that happen to anyone else?
so let's go to Anna. Anna has an announcement for us. Anna, thank you for calling us. What's your take on ball sacks?
I can do without the little German helmet and the little turtle shell coming peeking through. Give me some hefty bag balls. I put them on my forehead. We'll make them into a beret.
No, I'm not comfortable.
Around Thanksgiving, I'll do like a little turkey thing and pretend like it's my gobbler. I'll be like, gobble, gobble, gobble. You know, I sit, I stand, I support the hefty balls. I think every man should get some like horse steroids and just inject them right into the boys.
Damn.
Get them nice and plump.
What? So
Man,
you
it's
like
9 in the morning.
it is?
I know. We're not even in the safe harbor right now. I'm a little concerned.
Sorry, I thought we were after 9.
No, it's fine. I heard you when you called, and I just said, Chewy, keep her online, because I heard you say, I like a big Texas-sized sack, I think I heard you say. What?
I mean, I'm over like, let's go whole, like, Alaska. Like, I'm going to go Great Wilderness, the last frontier
my
with
God.
these balls.
Where is this coming from that this is a thing that you're... What happened to you? Were you dropped on your head?
Does it
I was dropped on my head numerous times, but...
Hang on. We dumped that. Hang on. You got unsolicited photographs that you were deep
unsolicited
hits.
photographs.
Yeah.
And then I would edit them back and make them like little unicorns and stuff. But, like, I occasionally would get, like, the boys, and I would just, like, make little smiley faces on them. And I was like, oh, they're, like, little nice guys. They're not here to hurt me. They just want to be my friend. And when they're really big, they save me from the sun. Like, if you ever go down a Hippie Hollow and you see Monster Man, you know, that thing's scary. But, like, a nice pair of balls, I'm like, oh, thanks,
You know
man.
what?
I don't need sunglasses.
Will you do me a favor, Chewy? And
I already wrote a number down.
will you clip this whole segment, though? Because
and send it to our attorneys?
The next time I go out there, we go with a salesperson to try to close an account, and they say, well, what's your listener base like? I want to play this back to them
right.
and
Yeah.
say, don't you want this person in your restaurant?
There you go.
Anna, what's too big? Are we like cantaloupe? That's crazy. Maybe lemon
Well,
size?
I've never seen any cantaloupe. I would really be scared for elephantitis if I got some cantaloupes coming at me, you know?
Uh-huh.
But, you know, if I, like, you know, like those little, like, Chinese relaxing balls, like, I want them bigger than that. I want to be able to, like, whoosh them around in my hand, have some fun. And I got, like, normal girl-size hands. So maybe, like, one for each hand, and I can pretend like they're balance beams, and I can just be like, oh, look at the small one, look at the big one. Look at the small one, look at the big one.
Golf balls are too small, Bob.
I don't know. I think this is what she's talking about.
Well,
these are bigger than the...
Well,
I hope
no,
you-
like bigger than a golf ball, but smaller than a volleyball.
Okay.
I hope you find what you want in life. I
Did
hope
you?
they're out there for
I'm
you.
just kind of curious, and if I'm touching a subject, I shouldn't say that. If I'm... did you see your dad coming out of a shower when you were a little kid or something?
Oh, God, no. My dad would drink milk naked in the front room, like out of the gallon. It was terrifying. So, like, I ran away from, like, all of that.
Huh.
But, like, Now, as an adult, I'm all for the balls.
Okay.
But they hang low and they're disgusting. Like
To you.
these stretchy,
Do
like
your balls hang low? Do they wobble to and fro? Can you?
No.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess I see it. I mean, I'm not the opposite
You
sex,
like what
and
you like.
I don't
We've always
desire
said it.
men. So.
Anna, what do you do in the city?
I don't want to save my job because actually it's pretty professional.
Okay. Thank you, Anna. Thanks for letting us know about your. What do you call somebody who's really into the?
It doesn't exist because it's not a thing. There is no term.
We could make a term like a testophilia.
That's pretty good.
Jeez. I'm fine with that.
All right.
Testophilia.
All right. You
Thank
guys
you.
should just embrace the balls. Love the balls.
Okay.
You embrace them.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, it's
I
not
do
for
embrace
me.
them.
all right.
I embrace all the balls.
If I send you a picture of Chewy's nuts, will you draw a smiley face on them and Photoshop them for us?
Yes, I would.
Perfect.
Oh, yes,
okay.
I would.
Hit us up on the IG, girl.
All right.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Anna.
Anna.
Danny, did you
bye.
know this morning when you woke up and took a shower and decided to come in here that it would be all ball talk all
I
the
had
time?
no idea I was going to be on Testophilia with Matt, Bob, and Chewy.
Yeah.
When
That's
I walked in here.
The new name. We did a killer show, and I heard really good reports about Scumber Party.
Yes. It was awesome.
One of the podcasts that you do, and you did your podcast live at Moontower.
Yes, it was. We had Andrew Dismukes and Devin Walker. Austin Vets on SNL now, and
You're getting your shot, baby.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
And we got Ashley Sharma and Andrew Murphy on there as well. So it was a great time. Really, really fun.
Yeah. So, and you just hot off of that, and now you're going straight in. You're doing the Velve this weekend.
Yes, headlining the Velve this weekend. We got 3 shows, and then there's me and Justin Hicks are hosting a late show called Blue Chips. 10 p.m. Friday as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I still have a soft spot in my heart, and I always will, for the Velve. It's a place where I started. Yeah. It's a really fun room, and I even like that people have never gave up on the Velve. You know what I mean? Like, the scene has changed so much. There's a lot more going on here, a lot more clubs, and I like that a lot of comics are still loyal, and they're like, look, I'd rather do the Velve. I just want to do the Velve.
Yeah.
It's fun to do. It's fun to do the Velve. It also keeps you on your toes because the Velve. This is a rarity in the business. The Velve still barks people in off the street.
It does.
Most places don't do that. So you get a lot of people.
Do you
who,
want randos at your comedy show, though?
Here's
Is
what it does. It causes you to have to keep working on your jokes because now you're doing jokes sometimes at people who didn't know they were going to see comedy that night.
That's absolutely true. It's a different challenge. It's kind of interesting, though, because like with the old Cap City at 180, that was off of 183. Right.
There was next to the rock and roll wheel rental place.
Absolutely, yeah, right behind Hobby Lobby,
right next to Dracul Restaurant. Was that still open?
It wasn't. No, I closed years ago. But
there was 0 foot traffic.
0 foot
right?
traffic.
But the new one at the Domain almost has. I mean, like people go there specifically as well, but you kind of have that element.
Yeah. Let's go see a comedy show. You're walking by.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's interesting. It presents its own challenges, and I kind of like that. I like to, sort of convert people that weren't necessarily planning on having a comedy night, and then they end up doing it.
I think you're a comic, too, that people can get on board with because it's not an insult. You're goofy. You're weird on stage.
I am a little goofy, yeah.
But you're super funny.
Well, thank you.
That works in comedy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you're not like, hey, I'm the political comic, or hey, I'm gonna change the world comic,
No.
or you're just, hey, my brain is made out of mush, and these are some weird thoughts that are in here, and I hope you enjoy it.
Exactly. It's a mushy set.
You're stupid.
Yes. I'm a dumb guy.
Yeah.
And if you like dumb guys.
You don't have to take that, man. Danny, you can.
I'll hold him down.
It is a compliment.
Let's hold him down.
You can, I will say, though, didn't you just do the Paramount?
A couple years. I opened for Big J. Okerson.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was going to say, you kind of go in the wrong direction, though. But I get it.
For sure, yeah.
Now you want to come at me.
I should let people know that you have the best podcast that exists in the world. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
I think I do, yeah.
You have a podcast where Danny Goodwin every week interviews Danny Goodwin.
Absolutely.
Oh.
And I don't...
It is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I look forward to it every week.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's short, we should say.
Yeah,
you're
it
not
is short.
doing 3-hour episodes.
It's not full length episodes. I make these clips and I put them on my Instagram, Danny W. Goodwin, and then I'll throw them on Twitter as well. And a friend of the show, Sawyer Stoll, his father has found them, and he's demanding full episodes. And I don't think he understands what's going on. I think he thinks that I'm keeping them from him.
Oh, he doesn't understand that it's not that you're doing a gag, that there's not actually the... It's really funny.
Well, thank you.
And I've been following it long enough that I got a tickled surprise when last week Danny Goodwin and Danny Goodwin decided to both interview a third Danny Goodwin, which was...
Oh, this is like Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah,
now you got my attention.
Here's the problem.
You got my attention.
I understand why we don't say the R word anymore, because it can offend communities. But if we were given one R word pass,
we need it.
I would use it for this idea that you're doing.
And when does it end? Do you stop at 3?
I don't know. I
mean, if there are 4
Batmans
now,
that's a good point.
Yeah.
We'll keep it going, man.
Keep it going.
Can you fill a stadium of Danny G's?
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to try.
Do you have a day job, or are you strictly doing comedy?
Well, it's starting at the end of next month. No, I will not have a day job. Yeah.
Oh, so you're getting laid off?
Yes.
Do you work with Sawyer?
I do.
Okay, well then I got it all figured out.
Yeah. I appreciate the service of you bringing on recently unemployed and also perpetually unemployed.
Well, I was asking because you're pretty prolific in the stuff that you put out there, and I'm like, where do you find the time to do all of that?
Yeah, it's a little, it helps just because the work from home, I'm kind of,
Are you admitting you're not working?
Listen,
because you're like, hey, look, it helps. I'm at home.
Matt, the work gets done,
But I'm thinking, I feel like this is a company that hired both you and Sawyer Still, and I feel like I'm finding out why the layoffs are happening. I think they figured out at some point, we don't necessarily need I think these two guys are just using our money to fund their hobby of Instagram videos.
To make podcast clips of themselves.
Yeah. Who else is going to be on the show with you?
We got Brandy Davis.
Okay, another great comic.
Justin Hicks.
Okay, Justin Hicks.
We're just going to do the host feature and then me. It's going to be awesome. Yeah.
I was also wondering if your lady friend Ashley was going to be...
She's not. She's going to be out of town, actually. Okay. But it was planned before this.
You actually are dating another comic. And I'm always interested. I never have done that.
Yeah.
How do you make it work? How do you make it work? Especially, does it hurt knowing she's funnier than you?
Yeah, no. Honestly, I think that's why it works. Because if she was not really good, and I had to be like, that was great, I was like, that's so funny, that would be a problem. But the fact that she's crushing, it works great.
So to you actually almost like being cucked in this relationship.
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So you've really found where it works.
I'm trying to be as stay at home as possible. All right? I want to keep making these podcasts. All right?
Are you a millennial or a zennial or a Zer?
I think I'm pretty securely millennial.
Okay. And it's the millennial dream to stay at home.
Absolutely, yeah.
And you were leaning into it.
I really am, yeah. I've heard that we are the first generation that doesn't understand the concept of selling out. There was always a thing with boomers and Gen Xers.
Oh, Gen Xers definitely weren't.
That was the big one,
right?
And with millennials, we're like, no, we'll
sell out.
Yeah,
bring the cash.
I'll do a Subway commercial or whatever. Maybe a bad example, but I.
No, you've got what it takes.
Yeah, you love young boys. But yeah, bring on the cash, absolutely.
So what's something that you would do right now for cash?
Right now,
are you trying to put together side hustles as well?
I'll say this. I heard this work when Sawyer was on. Here's a perfect side hustle.
Oh,
the Venmo.
The Venmo side hustle?
Yeah, the Venmo side hustle.
Now, you're putting yourself out there because we did the Venmo side hustle with Sawyer.
Yeah.
He made some pretty good cash.
I know.
Is it going to crush your ego if you don't hit his level of Venmo?
Does we have a tote on him?
Well, maybe that's
I think he did 112 that day.
No, he did pretty well. So the Venmo is Danny, DANNY, hyphen Goodwin, GOODWIN, hyphen 2.
Okay, then
There we go.
This would be a lot better if you'd go change your Danny, your Venmo to like,
Just my name.
or like or a Danny Goofball or something.
Danny Goofball.
Something, because that's easier for. But Danny-Goodwin-2.
Yes.
First thing, you search it, and your profile is the comedy show.
It's
So,
a
I'm gonna send you $5
picture.
right
Well,
now.
thank you. It's a picture I couldn't change for some reason.
So here's what we're doing with. We don't do it with non-local comics. We do it as a service to help them out. But if you wanted to Venmo $1 to Danny, you literally will. This is the same thing as, when you send for as little as the price of a cup of coffee a day, you can help a child in Africa.
Sally Struthers, this guy.
Someone. Yeah,
I can
someone
tell you that
adopt me.
Danny is in more need of money than even a child in Ethiopia.
Help a Danny in need. Come see a show.
Must be something wrong with my phone. I
Velveeta Room.
can't find it.
You're going to be at the Velveeta Room, thevelveetaroom.com. People can actually get tickets beforehand now. The Velveeta Room, it's so funny how they have finally entered into the modern era and are like, oh, maybe we could sell tickets before the show, because forever they would just line people up outside and bark, you know what I mean? And so even when you had a big act that they landed, then in the rain, you'd have 100 people standing in line, and they're like, oh, and then you'd slowly have to check in each individual and then run back to the bar with a credit card and be like, you stand here. And they go back to the credit. Poor Mikey would have to go and then run the credit card and then come back and go, now you can, all right, now you can go in. And then the next it was so antiquated that they ran that room like an old timey candy store or something.
It still feels that way in many senses.
So we've got to make some money ourselves, not through Venmo, but through some ads. Here's something I want to put out there. The last time you did radio with me was on Coyote in the afternoon.
Yes.
And literally in the last 30 seconds, you dropped something on me that I was like, how did you not open with this?
Okay.
It's about a project that your father was instrumental in.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
That completely fits with this station.
Yes.
And you were like, oh, I didn't think that would be interesting. And I was like, what is wrong with your head?
Yeah.
This is why you are an idiot.
Yeah.
But your dad was instrumental in making something that everyone who listens to this station grew up on and loved.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's not weed.
No.
He didn't invent weed.
No, he didn't.
But he did make one of the greatest 5-minute movies that everyone loves.
Yeah.
And a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get to that. I mean, I know that this is supposed to be an interview about you. Sorry, we're gonna talk about your dad.
An amateur porn star? What is it?
You could say that.
Whoa. I can't even guess.
It's better than that. It's better than that. It's kind of nuts what his dad did.
This ad break's 4 minutes, by the way, so
Oh, it is?
if we wanted to play a song, we could. And I had one dedicated to Anna.
Here's what I would rather do.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, one. Oh,
It's short,
okay.
too.
Yeah. This goes out to Anna and everybody else out there who has an attachment to the boys. Also, remember that if you don't have powder around the house, that cornstarch makes a great substitute for powder. Put a little cornstarch in the crevice in them boys and walk around summertime.